Hello, we are lucky to have Marina Kolesnik of tрэвел.ру here. And while we were preparing for this short interview, actually Marina just told me that what used to be called OK2Go is now tрэвел.ру. How do you find living with this karma of a, I don't know, 10 or 20 years old travel company, probably the first well-known travel company in the whole Russian internet?
Well, we really enjoy that, and we've known tрэвел.ру since '98 when it was started, because same group of people bought another domain name called mail.ru. They sold us mail.ru for only $500. Well, '98 the prices were different, and in 2013 they sold us tрэвел.ру for a slightly larger amount. But we love the brand name, we love the company. It's amazing content, great audience, so we're happy to have the tрэвел.ру brand name.
That's great. And of course you're best known for your travel startups. But if you were to start a new company right now and it would not be travel, which industry would you pick? Which internet segment would you pick?
Well, I think with the emergence of internet, what people were aspiring to get is lots of information, easily accessible. That became sort of the vicious circle. So now it's all about how do you make life simpler? How do you make it easier? So how do you narrow thousands of options to a few? So I think if I were to start all over again, it will be something along these lines, and probably mobile would play a big role in that.
That's great. We have a lot of startups here at TechCrunch, and last year and the year before, travel was a buzzword. Pretty much 30 or 40% of all the startups we had here were somehow related to travel. This year, I don't think we actually have any travel startups. Do you think that it was a bubble that burst, or do you think that the industry is maturing and it's more difficult to enter now? Do you think that there are still some untapped niches in the travel market?
So I do think that the bubble is bursting, right? Clearly the last month or so in Russia, it's not just travel that has seen that. And as they say, as Warren Buffett says, when the tide is getting lower, you can see who was swimming naked. So I think interesting time also ahead of us. Now, sure, there's things go in and out of fashion. There's no way every possible opportunity in travel has been exploited. We're also seeing a lot of established businesses worldwide are innovating, modifying the business model. We ourselves, as part of our new tрэвел.ру strategy, are looking to slightly expand of what we are. And I will be speaking about it in a few minutes.
Thank you. Now you speak at conference as an expert or as I'd say, successful entrepreneur. Going back to the days when OK2Go was just a startup, how did you treat your participation in conferences? Did you pitch at events like TechCrunch? What do you think is most useful for younger startups at events like this?
So events very important. It's your networking. It's your opportunity to hear what other smart people have to say. It's great if you can speak, but it's you have to participate. Now we've seen some startuppers overdo the event attending scene, right? And you can spend all of your time flying all over the world, attending all the cool conferences. Now, how do you balance that?
That's a good question. How do you balance that?
Well, first of all, it's good to have a few speakers in the company. So it's not just, the CEO is always out there. It's good to give other people a choice and get the voice heard. And second, you just have to keep the priorities straight. And if priority is to run the business, you have to run the business. And PR is a nice thing, and event participation is a nice to have. It's not a must have. So I would say it's all about the balance, focus, and priorities.
Great. And speaking about the balance, how do you balance work-life balance within your company? Do you celebrate corporate, New Year, for example?
Of course, in fact, in a few days, this Friday, we're all of us taking a day off, and for entire Friday we're going for corporate holiday. Well, our company is very young. I would say average age is 25, 26 at most. So we'll do all sorts of fun sport activities. Yes, we'll be partying hard, then we'll be dancing, we'll be drinking, we'll be celebrating the year, we'll be, celebrating the successes and discussing what lies ahead. So I think it's very important.
And just one last thing, your mention of celebrating successes brought me to the much debated point about celebrating successes versus celebrating failures. It is somehow believed that the Russian culture stigmatizes failures. Do you feel that as an entrepreneur? Do you feel that failure in Russia is more dramatic than in the States, for example?
Well, the question is, what is a failure? Failure is not learning from your mistakes, right? If they made a mistake and you internalized it, you learned from it and you got stronger, that's not a failure, right? They say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah, but what if it kills you?
Well, tough luck, right? And then you get up and you keep going again and you start again. There is a little bit in this culture in Russia, which I must say is a very proud macho culture at times, that, we know it all. We cannot be wrong, right? And you let it run for a long time until it's too late. I think at the same time it's changing, right? It's you can see lots of young people here. It's a new generation, and I think the new generation comes with totally new ideas and view of the world.
Great. Thank you very much. This was Marina Kolesnik of travel.ru, and happy new upcoming year. Party hard next week. Thank you.